Rhonda Ray here. Let's talk about marketing your Christian book and Twitter. Guys, I get it. I do. I'm an author, a speaker, a publishing consultant, and still a reluctant book marketer. I get it. We want to write books. We don't necessarily want to market them. But let's face it, in today's industry, if you want to write them, you gotta market them. Even if you are planning to write one book your whole life, and most of you, that is not the case at all, but let's say you want to write one book your whole entire life, if you ever want anybody to read it, you have to market it. I will confess right here from the get-go that I am still learning, and about the time we figure we get a little handle on even part of it, the whole landscape changes. So really all of us have to be learning all the time. So, and okay, this may sound weird, but as an author in the Christian book industry, I think it's legit to see marketing as ministry. What are we doing? We're getting a message into the hands of the people who need it. We're getting a ministry out to those who need it, our readers. So, do I have to do it through Twitter? People buy books differently in today's culture. They just do. Unless you're one of a handful of mega names, book buyers almost insist on knowing you as an author personally. I should probably say knowing you as an author personally, because really what they want is to at least feel like they know you. They know you on some level. They want relationship. They want that interaction. I have seen people buy books from an author who retweeted them or who commented on something that they said, even before purchasing a book that was more specifically what they were looking for, because it's about relationship. And incidentally, some of those mega names, sometimes they become mega and stay mega by connecting through social media too. So they're not exempt either. And let's be logical here, okay? Twitter averages 328 million monthly active users. So I don't think that even includes the fake accounts and the bots and all that stuff. I think that's legit people. So where else can you find that kind of potential? Where else are you going to be able to locate that size potential platform? And for free. So I don't think we're really being good stewards of our marketing time or our marketing dollars if we're ignoring this open door to connect to the nations. Let's consider too that socializing on Twitter enables you to find and connect with your particular market, your audience. Hashtag am writing and you can find a zillion authors, or hashtag Christian fiction, you find the readers and the writers. Hashtag book giveaway. Oh man, you want to find some readers? Give away a book and hashtag it on Twitter, or hashtag free book, or hashtag free download. You can hashtag writer's life, or book marketing, Bible study, hashtag faith. All these things. You can make your topic findable, make your ministry findable, make you findable, and the people who need your message become more findable for you. Is findable a word? Did I just make that up? Well, anyway, this could work. Incidentally, you can check out what hashtags or topics are trending on Twitter. If you go to the home page, that left column, it'll tell you what's trending. And if you can come up with something poignant or clever or helpful that fits within the category of one of those, boom, audience, connections. Now, okay, I know what some of you are thinking right now. I know some of you worry that it seems like it's a whole lot about the numbers. You know what? Let's just remember that each number represents a person. Unless it's a bot, okay, or a fake account or whatever. But for the most part, these are real live people. This is a real life person, somebody you can connect with, somebody maybe God has a ministry for you, maybe He has a ministry for you with that person, that very hour. Sometimes there's somebody there you can encourage or you can help, or somebody who needs the message and ministry of your book. So it's not all about the numbers, except that the numbers are people. The numbers are souls. So it a little bit is. That's why one of the first things a publisher will ask you when you're proposing a book is, how many Facebook friends do you have and how many Twitter followers? Because most houses, even the big ones, don't have the marketing dollars that they used to have. And they are going to need to know that you have a way to reach your readers, that you are working to build your platform. They need to know that you're ready to jump in and connect with people about your message. They need to know that you have this platform. And guess what? Even the publisher does not know your baby, your book, like you do. Generally speaking, nobody is going to be more committed to getting that message out, to sharing your story, to sharing your book. Nobody is more capable about talking about its benefits. Nobody is more passionate about it than you are. And so we need to be out there talking about our babies. Nobody can do it like you can. Twitter is one great way for you to do this. So part one of the question, yes. Do I really have to market my book through Twitter? Yes, I could have answered it in one word. But we're word people, right? Okay, so yes, I need to do it through Twitter. How do I do that? Most of you probably already have a Twitter account. If you don't, go to twitter.com and click on the sign up button at the top right. And then it'll give you these step-by-step instructions. They're very easy to follow. If you do hit a problem or some sort of snag, which doesn't usually happen, but if you do, they have lots of helps right within the site. Or just open up a browser, type in your question, Google it. If you have the question, somebody's had it before you. So there's usually no problems though. It's usually very user-friendly. So you're going to want to put up a profile pic and a cover pic. And I know a lot of you have done at least half of that. But you need to do the whole thing. We're a very visual society. Your profile pic, it's really best if you can make that at least similar to your profile pictures all across your social media. And that way you become more recognizable. It kind of links everything together. It's branding. You want to connect your message. And so using the same picture or at least a similar picture is a great way to do that. Your cover, something that's visually attention grabbing, maybe it encapsulates your ministry or your message. If you have your book cover or a piece of it on the cover photo of your Twitter profile, it's good to have the title in there showing, because we really want that to become familiar and recognizable. That is also branding. On your bio, listen, this is sweet marketing space. Your biographical information. Make sure you write it in first person, because you want people to know that they're connecting with you, not your staff, not your people. Twitter is about personal connections, right? So we want to make it personal. So I would encourage you to find a nice balance somewhere in between so humble they have no idea what you do and a complete egomaniacal turnoff. Yeah, like somewhere right in here. And is that a little hard to do? Yeah, probably is. But fortunately, you're professional writers, so you got this. Adding hashtags in your bio also is a-okay. Look around on the big accounts and the successful accounts on Twitter. See what they have in their bio and see if there's something that you can adapt, maybe some things that they do that might also work for you. Okay, so what do I tweet? It's good for us to keep in mind the social part of social media. If you look at the feed on your Twitter page, your homepage, you want to find that there is as much helping and sharing of others' ministries as you find information about yourself, your book, your ministry, you. You don't want them to only see, you know how it brings up the profile picture of whoever this tweet is from. You don't want only your face in there. You want to show that you can be social, and you want to be social. This is what it's not all about you. Sometimes it is about me. I'm sorry. Anyway, no. Also, by the way, you don't want them to only see tweets that are from you linking to something that you've done on Facebook or whatever. Every now and then, that's fine. But if all that shows up is that URL, that link, yeah, those are not very visually stimulating. They're not pretty. And sometimes, that's all we can do to get that particular message up. And if that happens every now and then, that's fine. But we don't want that to be any kind of high percentage of our tweets. And sometimes you have a choice. For instance, if Instagram makes it really easy to tweet, post to Facebook, and put it on Instagram all with one click. And yet I never do that. I will share to Instagram and Facebook, and then I will go and share it separately. I'll take the 30 seconds more to share it separately on Twitter, because if you share straight from Instagram to Twitter, it only shows up as a link and you lose your graphic. So if you have something pretty, if you have a lovely meme or pin or whatever, it won't show up. They may change that. I don't know. They're always changing stuff. But for now, they don't. And so for now, I go and share it separately so that my visual will come up. And that way, sometimes I can share it at a time that's more appropriate for my Twitter audience anyway, because different people get on at different times. And you can do some research on that and find out what might be best for your audience. Videos are so hot. Videos are so compelling. They pull people in to see what you're doing. I don't do this nearly enough. I'll just tell. Well, okay, I'm saying that in a video, but this is different. But it is so great for pulling people in to what you're doing. Hey, keep in mind that when your Twitter feed gets too salesy, you'll find yourself losing followers, and the ones who stay will likely tune out a little bit. So it helps if you think of it as several ongoing conversations with the people you want to reach. Not one-sided, but interaction. That's what we're looking for. I've said it before. You'll want to shoot for using your platform more like a phone, less like a bullhorn. We don't want to shout at them. We want to meet up with them. And again, visual tweets are great. A helpful quote from your book that might minister to somebody's heart that day, if you can put that with an eye-catching graphic, man, that checks a lot of boxes for you. You can include a link, by the way, to purchase your book in the text part of the tweet, and Twitter will automatically shorten it for you so it doesn't mess with your visual. If you don't know how to make memes, the graphics with quotes on them, pins, whatever you want to call them, we hopefully will get to talk about that in another video sometime soon. But you can also find tons of tutorials all over the internet. Do some searches. You can go to picmonkey.com or canva.com. Those are a couple of places where you can create those graphics for free. And I will include those links below. And they will have a lot of how-tos for you there too. And again, we'll probably talk about this more. If you have questions, holla. Make sure there's always something current in your Twitter feed, whether it's a tweet or a retweet, whatever is at the top, you want it to have a current date. Like you don't want it to be from 6 months ago or even last week. You want something current so that your tweets will see you as active. I would encourage you when you're deciding what to tweet to create ministry-minded tweets. Give your followers something of value, whether it's retweeting valuable tweets from somebody else. That gives value to your followers, and it also helps those people who you're retweeting. Quote someone and tag them in it. This creates conversation. That means it will go out to their folks too. You don't list their name first, or it only goes to them. If you want their followers to see it, start it with a period or start it with a different word and then include their name somewhere in there. But to tag them, you use @ and their username. And that can build some great engagement and start conversations and really provide the connections that you're looking for. You can get all the basic how-tos right there on Twitter, twitter.com, all things Twitter, straight from the horse's mouth. There's also a Twitter glossary there, so you can get more familiar with the terms like the hashtags and the @ usernames and all that. I will add a link below where you can get to that. I encourage you to build your following. When you do that, you're building your ministry. If you could invest even just 10 or 15 minutes every day, you can make some great headway in building those relationships. To gain followers, follow. It's almost that easy. You follow people of like interest and ministry. And sometimes you can find those by looking up those hashtags. Twitter will also have some suggestions on the home page. In that right column, there's a heading that says who to follow, and you can click on view all and it'll pull up a nice list for you. Don't just click down and follow all those automatically. You kind of need to check them out because a lot of times Twitter will suggest inactive followers, or they'll suggest people who follow 3 zillion people. I mean, who have 3 zillion followers but only follow 3 people. And they're not likely going to follow you back. Every now and then, it's good to go to, you can go to Just Unfollow or Friend or Follow, one of those kinds of sites, and sort of clean house a little bit. Everybody follows a lot of people on Twitter that they know, who they know are not going to follow them, and they know they're not going to follow them back. I mean, Max Lucado is never going to follow me, let's face it, but I like what he, and there's a whole bunch of people that I follow that I know are not going to follow me back, and that's really fine and good. But as you're building your Twitter account, you want to make sure you do follow some people you feel will be likely to follow you back. You can go to the home page of people with like interests and ministries. Look at their followers, because these are people you know have followed someone with an interest or a ministry that's similar to yours, and that they will likely follow you back. And you follow them. You check and make sure they're active and that they're not gross. But then, yes, every now and then go into your followers and consider unfollowing some of those who've had plenty of time to follow you back but haven't. If they do follow you later, you can always still follow them again. Or again, go to justunfollow.com or friendorfollow.com or similar site that can help you. Those like Just Unfollow has a place where it will let you click on the people who have unfollowed you, as in they followed you, maybe you followed them back, and they were just doing it, they were just in it for your follow, and then they unfollowed you. Isn't that just so tacky? Well, Just Unfollow makes it easy to find them and unfollow them as well. Or if somebody, if you see something inappropriate or icky, unfollow and you're golden. And actually, hopefully as you do that, you can kind of gradually even out your numbers a little bit, your follower to following ratio. As you're following people, you want to check their follower to following ratio and make sure that there's a good chance that they will follow you back. Follow back the people who have followed you, unless they're icky. But try to follow back everyone who follows you. This is creating those relationships. Feel free to fire over any questions. It is very, very possible that I will not have the answer. But at least then you'll know that we don't know together. So to wrap up, you don't have to be in love with Twitter to let it work for you and let it work for your book and let it work for your ministry. But, Twitter and book marketing, sitting in a tree. Okay, yeah, they're not kissing or anything like that because that's just weird. But I think they're not only compatible, but there is some love there. And it can be a great tool for ministry, for helping us get our messages out to all the nations every day. Woo! Psalm 96, 2 and 3 says, "Sing to the Lord, bless his name, tell of his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all the peoples." Yeah, I think all the peoples includes all the tweeples. I do. So yeah, let's tell it from day to day. More videos, hopefully to help you do that better, coming soon.